Hi, welcome to Enchiridion. I am very excited to share with you these facts on Quinkana. Quinkana was a mekosuchine crocodilian that lived in Australia from about 24 million to about 40,000 years ago. By the Pleistocene, Quinkana had become one of the top terrestrial predators of Australia, equipped with long legs and blade-like or ziphodont teeth, similar to those of theropod dinosaurs. Quinkana was one of the last surviving terrestrial crocodiles, and disappeared from the fossil record as recently as 40,000 years ago. This disappearance also coincides with the disappearance of numerous large mammals from Australia, and is thought to be the result of the first humans arriving on the continent. Even if Quinkana didn't come into direct contact with human hunters, it may have simply been outcompeted by them. There are two main features of Quinkana that indicate a terrestrial lifestyle. First, the legs are better able to support and carry the body clear off the ground. Most crocodiles we know today are primarily aquatic, and are only able to push themselves along on their bellies. Second, the type of tooth. Aquatic crocodiles usually have conical teeth that are very good for holding on a struggling prey as they drown it underwater. However, because it lived on land, Quinkana cannot use water to drown its prey, so conical teeth would be of limited use. Rather, the teeth were more like knives, compressed laterally, recurved, and with serrated edges. This means that a bite from Quinkana would do a lot of damage to a softer bodied prey item like a mammal. Even if the prey survived the initial attack then escaped, it would probably succumb to shock and blood loss in a short period of time, meaning that Quinkana would just have to remain its time until the prey was too weak to escape. There is considerable size variation in the species of Quinkana. The type species, Quinkana forderostrum, a fragmentary Pliocene age specimen, is the largest at 16.4 to 19.7 feet, or 5 to 6 meters long. Earlier species of the genus, like Mebolia and Tamara, were smaller at around 6.6 feet or 2 meters long. The smaller species are also the older ones, which means that as the genus existed, individuals in newly emerging species steadily grew to larger sizes, as seen by Quinkana forderostrum. The large size of the type species possibly made it, at the time, one of Australia's largest predators, second only to the giant monitor lizard Megalania. Two specimens have been found in the Darling Downs ecosystem of the late Pleistocene period. Quinkana means native spirit. It comes from the Quinkans, a legendary folk from Aboriginal myths. It was named by Molnar in 1981. It belongs to the kingdom Animalia, the phylum Chordata, the class Reptilia, the order Crocodilia, the family Crocodilidae, the subfamily Mekosuchine, the genus Quinkana, and the type species Quinkana forderostrum. Quinkana is a genus within the subfamily Mekosuchine. Other genera included in this family include Australosuchus, Baru Canberra, Mekosuchus, Palmnarchus, and Trilophosuchus. There are numerous species within the genus Quinkana, with the type species being Quinkana forderostrum from the Pliocene and Pleistocene of Queensland, and other species like Quinkana barbara from the early Pliocene of Queensland, Meboli from the late Oligocene of Queensland, and Tamara from the middle Miocene of the Northern Territory. It was a carnivore. It was between 6.6 feet to 19.7 feet, or 2 to 6 meters long, depending on the species. It has been discovered in Queensland, Australia. It lived in terrestrial, fluvial lacustrine, and alluvial fan environments. It lived during the Miocene of the Neogene through to the Ionian of the Pleistocene 24 million to 40,000 years ago. Fossil representation includes several specimens including 2 skulls. And with that, thank you for watching. Very excited about the incoming projects for this channel. Really cool stuff to be done just soon enough. Summer is incoming, so expect some very interesting mega projects. I'm also very happy. As always, thank you for watching. This is Enchiridion. See you next time.